Hey Rosie, I found out today on YouTube that you and your friend Shelly got blocked. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosie, and today I'm gonna share with you guys about this whole damage situation. Just the whole saga that has been happening. There's a few things that I did keep from you guys, and I also wanted you guys to see me as a real person. And that's one of the reasons why I did go on that live with Jen, even though I am in the position right now where I could care less about this whole situation. But I also feel the need to share what I do have so that maybe it can help someone and they don't feel like everything is coming from me personally and it's just my personal opinion. I have had people reach out to me, stylists and just subscribers and just people who follow me who have experienced certain things. I won't be sharing the subscribers stuff because I have not gotten permission from them to share it. However, I'll be sharing with you some of the messages that I have. Well, one message from a curl stylist that actually just finished the course. She's been doing this no oil, no butter thing for a while. She expressed herself about the whole issue. And I wanted to share with you guys what she came back and said to me in the DMs. I did wish she would have come on the video and put that underneath the video because that would have been more helpful than her just saying it to me, because that would help people to make a decision in what they would choose in doing their hair. But anyway, I'm going to share with you guys. I'm not going to tell you the stylist name. And I'm also going to put in this video a clip of a stylist who has been trained for this method and who decided that she wouldn't do this method on her clients, and she's going to tell you the reason why. But anyway, let's get into this video. Let's get into the tea. And let me read with you. First, I'm going to start out this video by saying everything in this video is people's personal opinion and what they have experienced. Just like with me, it's my personal opinion on what I have experienced. So if you decide that you want to go ahead and do whatever with your hair, that's your personal decision. You have a right to choose what you want to do with your hair. And honestly, you don't have to listen to anything I say. But anyway, let's first read the message that I got from the stylist. So let's read. I'm not going to show you the stylist name. It says, "Hey Rosie, I found out today on YouTube that you and your friend Shelly got blocked without answers. I have taken Cutty Kinky and have a new perspective as to why I think what's been happening is happening. Without taking the class, I wouldn't have known. I came to the conclusion of I think there are some clients that are perfect candidates for curly cuts and some clients that are better suited for a blown out cut and maybe a little curly shaping after. It can't be one rule fits all. I will eventually be making the transition to opening up services at my salon so everyone's hair needs are met. I know you guys got blocked, but the conversation about the topic is on fire right now. Just thought I would message you to share this. I hope you receive it only with respect and kindness." So that's one of the messages that I have received. That's probably one of the only curly cut specialists that has actually, plus another one, that have actually admitted that the whole that the cutting method might not be right for everyone's hair. So that's just one curly cut specialist. But there are others. There are other specialists that have actually changed their changed up how they do the services. They've actually added services, so that's something that you guys can keep in mind. And I also want to say to you guys, as consumers, you are the ones getting the cuts. You have the right and you have the power to make them do what is necessary to your hair. That's your hair. If they don't want to abide by certain cutting choices that you choose to do, you don't have to go to the stylist. Because I remember reading a comment from somebody in my I remember reading a comment from a subscriber, and talked about how they went to the salon, they wanted to use a leave-in under the wash and go, and the stylist refused, and they're like, I'm not going back to that stylist. So you have the choice, if something doesn't go right with your appointment, to choose to do otherwise. So that's one thing I want to give you. You guys have the power, because without you, they cannot have a business. If they don't have any clients, they can't have a business. So that's something you need to know. You have the power. You don't have to get abused by a stylist. You don't have to be treated a certain way by a stylist. You should be respected when you sit in that chair. You're giving that person power in your personal space, which is your hair. You know how important our hair is to us. I know how important my hair is to me. So this video is not to discredit any stylist. I want to share that there are parts of this routine that can be improved so that we can help each other to grow in this community. You know from that live with Jen that there's no part of me that is going to continue this routine because it just doesn't work for me, and I ain't going to continue with, okay? We are going to be using deep conditioners periodically, or whenever I see fit that I need to use deep conditioner. I am not going to be depending on a stylist to tell me at every avenue what I need to do to my hair, but I'm also going to consult my stylist whenever I choose to do something different with my hair. I do believe stylists have a very vital role in this community. I do believe you need to get a professional trim, because that's just different than using no scissors to cut your hair at home on your own. But if you do that, that's okay as well. But for me personally, I have done both. And even though I've had some issues where things weren't taken care of right, I still absolutely enjoy doing my hair and getting my hair trimmed by a professional. That's just my personal choice. It doesn't have to be yours. You choose to do whatever you want to do. If you feel comfortable cutting your hair at home, go ahead and cut your hair at home. And whatever you feel like you need to do to your hair, it's your hair. You do whatever you feel you need to do to retain length or whatever. Because what I've found is stylists, they have a lot of knowledge, but there's only a handful of stylists that actually know how to properly take care of our hair. And while certain things might work for some people's hair, certain things might not work for other people's hair. And that's something that I have come to learn, which I should know better, right? But I've come to learn. But in this video, I also wanted to share what the stylist said about the whole process. She also has taken the course. She also had clients that she curly cuts, and she found value in the curly cuts. It's a shape-in for tight curlies, but she also explained curly cuts, and she just explains everything. I am going to put the voiceover clip and probably just a picture of myself, and you guys can listen to it, because I don't want to put the stylist's face on the video. But I will go ahead and put a picture of myself and then what the stylist is saying. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And again, to have. So let's get into it. First thing that I want to talk about, you guys, is the Black Girl Curls method, or some of their methodologies that I personally don't agree to per se. So that's just a me thing. I know that they're big on not deep conditioning. They're really big on no leave-ins. And so what ends up happening is this, because I've seen it happen on more than one occasion, where the client ends up dehydrating their hair further than what it was when they got started. Now, I know that because I've read their book and I've taken their class, I know that they don't specifically say you don't need a deep conditioner, but they have marketed the 1 hour wash day. And as we know, taking the time out to deep condition can take 20 to 30 minutes added on to your routine. However, what people don't talk about is the fact that you do need to deep condition your hair. Now, does deep conditioning need to be an every wash day occurrence? No, it does not. However, if you're already starting off with dehydrated hair, you have dehydrated the cortex of your hair down, then you are going to need to deep condition. It's imperative, it's mandatory, it's no longer a suggestion. At that point, you're going to have to do it. And so what ends up happening with people
is they're just using a rinse out. If you have color treated hair, if you have low porosity hair, okay, you're going to need to start replenishing that moisture. There is penetrating moisture and sealing moisture. Most times penetrating moisture is going to come from what? Your deep conditioner sitting under the dryer, letting that conditioner actually penetrate the hair, where your sealing moisture comes from things like leave-in conditioners. When people are telling me that their hair dehydrated, well, if your hair was already dehydrated and now you're over clarifying your hair, clarifying shampoos, you guys, have a higher pH because it lifts the cuticle so that the hair, it lifts the cuticle more so that the hair can be deeply cleansed, okay? So what ends up happening in the long run is this. If you're not properly taking care of your hair the way you should have been, and now you've over clarified it, you're only using rinse out, you're not using a leave-in, you're not sealing the moisture in, you're not rehydrating the hair and trapping that water in with a botanical based leave-in, now you have introduced even further dehydration to your hair. And then we get into the curly cuts, because now your ends are splitting faster because the hair is so incredibly dehydrated. And that is, again, something that people don't. Now, do you always need a leave-in? No. Do you always need to deep condition? No, you do not. But again, if you are dehydrated, your hair is frizzy when it's wet, product just sits on top of it, nothing really soaks into it the way that it's supposed to, you're looking at a 6 to 9 month turnaround on rehydrating the hair with botanical based products, with things that are going to penetrate the hair shaft, with balancing the protein in the hair. Balancing that protein in the hair will also assist with rehydrating your hair. So all of those things play a major part. When you are looking for a hairstylist, you need to begin to ask the questions to these hairstylists. What is your hair care philosophies? Because everybody's philosophy is different. My philosophy is completely different from that of some of my other Cut It Kinky alumni, because I'm no longer associated with the brand. So my stuff is different. So is that a dog to a regimen? No. It's just, as a chemist, not just as a cosmetologist, but as a chemist, I don't believe in drying the hair out, guys. Once it comes out, your scalp is dead. So you're going to constantly be replenishing the moisture and the protein in the hair, because once the hair rests and you have new growth, that hair is already dead. Okay? So over time, your ends are what? The oldest part of your hair. So over time, deep conditioning and things of that nature are going to have to be crucial, because if you dry the hair out to that point, it's just going to snap and it's going to break off. Gels are not moisturizers. They are meant to hold the hair. They are a styler. Okay, even if you put in more moisturizing ingredients into your gel, then that means it's breaking down the holding agent that's going to help the gel do what it does. But gels are not a moisturizer. Let's get that all the way together. Gels don't moisturize a damn thing. So if that is something you struggle with, is dry hair, you add in tons of product that's not going to be inducing moisture, is not worth it to me. This isn't a dog at the regimen. It's just over time, if you're already coming in with severely dehydrated hair, your hair is not healthy enough, I do not recommend a regimen that's not going to be focused on conditioning and rebuilding the hair's lipid barrier so that your hair can actually hold on to moisture. Okay? The lipid barrier of your hair is very, very important. The same thing with your skin. How is your hair and your skin holding on to moisture? Things need to be sealed in, but also things need to be water-based. Okay? So, again, not dogging it, I'm saying that there's certain loopholes in it that I don't agree with. Secondly, I want to get into curly cuts, because we need to be able to educate people on what curly cuts are and what curly cuts are not. Let's talk about the things that curly cuts are not appropriate for. If you have not had a trim in over 6 months to a year, you are not a candidate for a curly cut. Okay? If your hair has been breaking off, is severely dehydrated, you are not a candidate for a curly cut. Okay? If you haven't been taking care of your hair in the way that it needs to be taken care of in any way, shape, or form, if we got to take you through a massive detox, if we have to do any of those things, you are not a curly cut candidate. Curly cuts are for people whose hair is at least halfway hydrated, so they're halfway through that process, okay? And they've been on top of it with regular cuts and trims. Curly cuts, okay, are for shape. They are not for health. So if you've gone over a year without a cut, I am not giving you a curly cut. You definitely getting a blowout. Now, can you walk out with a curly style? Yes. But it's my job to make sure that I get in there and get rid of any mid-shaft breakage, any breakage in general. We need to start off with a clean slate. Clean slate. Okay? Curly cuts are for shape. These are for people whose curls have been taken care of. They're on their way to hydration. Their hair is doing what it's supposed to do. But even people who get a curly cut from me all year long, they still get a blowout and or a press at least once a year. Okay? Because I gotta go in and I gotta make sure your ends are together. It's for the overall health of your hair. People can disagree with me. That is completely fine. I am not against curly cuts. I actually thoroughly enjoy doing curly cuts. I think it's great for the shape and the overall look of what we want our natural hair to look like. But if your hair is not healthy and them ends, what we supposed to do, sis? What we supposed to do? So then in reference to the people who have been complaining about black girl curls and their hair webbing, them having severe amounts of breakage. So you've dehydrated your hair to the point where you have hydro dehydration. You've only been getting curly cuts exclusively. You haven't been deep conditioning. So now you're saying your hair is webbing and it's severely broken off. Yes, it is, because you have dried your hair out down to the cuticle layer, down to the cortex layer of the hair. And now all it's going to continue to do is snap and break until you rehydrate, okay? So there's that. Again, everybody's philosophy is different. This isn't to dog anybody's philosophy, but I have been seeing a lot on the interwebs, on Beyonce's internet, over the last few days of people complaining about their hair webbing, their hair breaking off, severe amounts of dehydration. So I thought I would explain to you what hydration actually looks like and the steps to get back to that place. Lastly, I want to talk about natural hair culture as it results to black girl curls. I personally decided not to be a part of the community because I don't do mean girl energy, snarky, whatever. That's what they say. Oh, it's just a Chicago thing, this, and that. This is my thing. I believe in customer satisfaction, and I also believe in treating people the way I want to be treated. And if I would not want someone to talk to me like that, then I wouldn't talk to someone else like that. Okay? There is no need. I have seen them humiliate influencers and different people for possibly missing a step in their regimen or messing something up. There is no need to be a bully, especially now. I feel like the natural hair community as a whole is a bunch of black women who bully other black women, and I'm not okay with that. Naturals who only wear their hair curly, bullying naturals who decide to be heat trained. People bullying other people because they have hair color, some don't. Some people with short hair and long hair, or your wash and go look dusty, or you only wear twist outs, or I can't believe you use something with silicone. Guys, it's all a philosophy. But what I will not deal with is watching them make fun of people, watching them stop other people's bag. There's a few influencers in question where there was events they were supposed to be doing, and they would have been there as well. And so they, basically got an influencer kicked off of an event. I don't like that kind of energy. Guys, we're allowed to have disagreements. There's some great texture specialists out there who don't do straight styles. I do silk press. I don't do it all year round, but I do them. There's some stylists who don't color hair. There's some stylists who don't do short cuts. There is no need to make a hateful community. There is no need to make a hateful community, you guys. There just isn't. But what I wasn't going to be a part of is you tearing down other people and you treating other people poorly and calling it snarky and this and that, bully energy. And it's that nice, nasty energy that I don't like from a lot of black women nowadays, that we feel the need to talk about others, tear others down. For what reason? Just because somebody has a different hair care philosophy than you, just because someone questions why you do what you do, I'm a big believer and ask all the questions. I am not offended by you having questions. I like what I like. I do the things that I have seen have positive progression over time. That doesn't mean that someone else's stuff is wrong, but that also doesn't mean that you get to mistreat them because they don't necessarily agree with you today. So that's my 2 cents on that.
And again, the aim of this video is not to discredit anyone, but it just helps us to see that there's need to be some kind of tweaking for people who want to continue with this method. As I said, for me personally, I would never do this method again. It didn't work for me, and it's not something that I find that I need in my hair care routine. I have heard stylists said it's not good to be doing wash and goes every single week, and it's not good to be putting gels on the hair without leaving anything in between your hair strand and the gels. Regardless if the gels are botanical or not, they are still hard holding gels, and over time they're going to take a toll on the hair, especially if we're doing it weekly. It's okay to do wash and goes with gels only, I am assuming, if you're not doing it weekly. But like gels, like Uncle Funky's daughter has changed the formula, and they have said in the formulation that we need to use a leave-in or super curl. They have quite a few different things. I'll put the ingredient I'll put the directions here on the screen, what they suggest. So it's up to you guys to choose how you want to use that gel. But again, let me know in the comments, is there anything that this stylist said that was new? Is this going to change the way that you look at how you care for your hair? I mean, there's so much. I wanted you guys to actually think about and experience stuff for yourself and make decisions for yourself. I mean, the group has actually gone on to create a new directory to put stylists with consumers. However, they have not taken the time to figure out what was going on. I also want to give you guys a challenge. There is something about applying the gels only to your hair. I want to challenge you to remove those gels for a month and actually feel what your hair feels like and to assess the damage to your hair. I found that I did not figure out the extent of my damage until I actually removed and stopped using gels on my hair for at least a month, 30 days. So give yourself 30 days without those gels just to see how your hair behaves. For some weird reason, those humectant gels, to me, seem to hide whatever damage is done to your hair. And even if you're getting straight cut, that does not fix the issues. Deep conditioners can help, but they're not going to fix the issues if your hair is already damaged. I just want you guys to give yourself at least 30 days. Just like the detox says, 30-day hair detox. Give yourself 30 days without those gels just to see actually what your hair is doing underneath. Because those gels, if you're just coming out as soon as you rinse the conditioner off, you're putting that gel on, it just hides so much still. And it makes the hair smooth. And so I want to ask, if you feel comfortable and you really want to see how damaged your hair is, especially if you're having issues, if you're having webbing issues, Velcro ends, I say give yourself 30 days without those gels and see actually what's happening to your hair underneath. It can tell you whether your hair is okay or if your hair is dehydrated and you have greater issues to deal with, like cutting the hair to get it healthy again. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again in another video.
I hate all this overthinking.